So if a task requires more than one resource to be performed, we should decompose it into more fine-grained tasks, where each one of those tasks can be assigned to a different resource. So as an example, we might have a task called enter and approve a money transfer. Okay, enter and approve a money transfer might be likely to be performed by two different participants in the business process itself. They might have the same role, but in this case, you might typically want to enforce the separation of duties. So you might get a financial officer enters the order, and then a different financial officer may approve it. Now, it could be that one person does everything. But if you want to do a separation of duties, one person enters the data and one person approves it, then we have to break that task down into two separate tasks. When we've got unordered tasks, such as those you might find in an ad hoc sub-process, it becomes difficult to implement using a BPMS on the BPMN language. And here's an example. Okay, think of the order to cash process we've talked about in the past. Okay, so you've got the following, which captures an order to cash process from the perspective of the customer. It's got three tasks. It's got check order status, update details, and cancel order. Okay, when do they get done? Now, remember something like this we talked about? You have a set of unordered tasks. Okay, this becomes difficult to implement in an automated system. Okay, somebody places a purchase order. Now, we go from placing a purchase order to providing a shipping address to receiving a product to make a payment. The moment a purchase order is made, we have this ad hoc unordered task here where we check the order status, update the details, and cancel the order. They can be performed at any time while the order is in progress and not in any particular order. So while we're progressing down here through the order, somebody could just cancel the order. Or while we're progressing through the order, somebody might ring up and check the order status, or somebody might ring up and say, I want to update my shipping address details. So these three things here don't occur in any particular order, but can occur at any time up until when the order is sent out. That becomes very difficult to implement in a BPMN, in an executable BPMN. And you notice we said this ad hoc sub-process is active until the order is paid. Okay, so those tasks can't be coordinated by BPMN because there's no order to their execution. So what do we do? Okay, so they can't be coordinated. There's no strict order. They could potentially be repeated multiple times because, well, not cancel order, of course. You can only cancel an order once, but you might update your detail multiple times. Or check the order status might happen multiple times. So if you've got an order that might take a couple of weeks to arrive, somebody could check the order status 4 or 5 times to see where it is. Might update their details twice, and then they could cancel the order. So as a rule of thumb, a sub-process whose tasks are performed in an ad hoc manner without any predictable order is not suitable for automation via BPMN. Okay, so there's a rule of thumb. In this case, it becomes more appropriate if we talk about a case management system or an ad hoc workflow system. That becomes a more appropriate way to handle those types of tasks. Okay, so a CMMN, Case Management Modeling Notation. What it does, it defines which tasks have to be executed, although potentially might be restricted by certain conditions. It describes what has to be achieved in a process instead of how to achieve it. And we can use this as a type of sub-process, again, in our BPMN model. So instead of a BPMN ad hoc sub-process, we can use this. Or also vice versa, we can use the CMM model, can have a BPMN sub-process.
The Victorian Institute of Technology has other great videos covering many different topics. Please check them out, and thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe the video for more great content like this.